Every January, millions of people set new goals: lose weight, learn English, save money, read more books. And by February, most of those goals are already gone. Not because people are lazy, not because they do not want it enough. The real reason is much more interesting and much more fixable. Today, we find out why goals fail and what actually works instead. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Matrix English Podcast. I am Maria. Today, we talk about goals. Why do so many goals fail? And what does science say we should do differently? This episode might change the way you set goals forever. So get comfortable. Let us go. Let us start with a simple idea. Most people set goals about the result, not about the system. What does this mean? A result goal sounds like this. I want to speak fluent English. I want to lose 10 kilograms. I want to read 50 books this year. These are all about the final result, the destination, the big picture. A system goal sounds different. I will study English for 15 minutes every day. I will walk for 30 minutes every morning. I will read 10 pages every night. These are about the daily action, the process you actually control. Why does this matter so much? Because results are often outside your control. You cannot directly control how fluent you become. You can only control whether you study today. You cannot directly control how much weight you lose this week. You can only control whether you walk today. When your goal is only the result, you have no clear action for today. And without a clear daily action, motivation runs out fast. James Clear, author of the book Atomic Habits, explains this clearly. Goals are about the outcome you want. Systems are about the process that leads to that outcome. If you want better results, focus on the system, not the goal. Now let us talk about why willpower is not the answer. Many people believe that achieving a goal is about willpower, about discipline, about being strong enough to push through difficulty. But research from psychologist Roy Baumeister at Florida State University shows something important. Willpower works like a muscle. It gets tired. It runs out during the day. By the evening, after work and stress and decisions, your willpower is often very low. This means that goals depending only on willpower are likely to fail eventually. Not because you are weak, because willpower is a limited resource for everyone, even the most disciplined people in the world. This is why relying only on motivation is a weak strategy. Motivation comes and goes. Some days you feel inspired, some days you do not. If your goal depends only on feeling motivated, you will fail on the days you do not feel motivated. And those days will come for everyone. This is simply how the human brain works. It is not a personal weakness, it is biology. So what actually works? Let us talk about your environment. In 1936, psychologist Kurt Lewin proposed a famous idea. Human behavior depends on the person and their environment. Your actions are not only shaped by willpower or personality, they are heavily shaped by what is around you every single day, often without you even noticing it at all. If your phone is next to your bed, you will probably check it before sleeping. If unhealthy snacks are visible in your kitchen, you will probably eat them. If your English book is hidden in a drawer, you will probably forget to study. But if your English book is open on your table every morning, you are much more likely to actually open it and start studying. Researchers call this making good behavior easier and bad behavior harder. Instead of relying on willpower to resist temptation, you simply remove the temptation. Instead of relying on motivation to start a habit, You make starting as easy and automatic as possible. A 2014 study found that people who change their environment to support a new habit, for example, placing running shoes by the door the night before, were significantly more successful than people who relied only on motivation and willpower. The environment did the hard work, not their tired mind. Now let us talk about another major reasons goals fail. They are too big and too vague. I want to learn. English is not a clear goal. It does not tell your brain what to do today. It does not tell you what success looks like this week. Your brain needs specific, small targets to act on. Without a clear target, your brain does nothing because it simply does not know what action to take right now in this exact moment. Psychologists Edwin Locke and Gary Latham spent decades researching goal setting. Their research showed clearly that specific and measurable goals produce much better results than vague goals. I want to get better at English produces weak results. I will learn 10 new English words every day and listen to one episode produces much stronger results. This is why breaking a big goal into small, clear, daily actions is so powerful. The big goal feels overwhelming. The small daily action feels achievable. And achievable actions get done. Overwhelming goals get avoided again and again, week after week, year after year. Now let us talk about something very interesting, the goal gradient effect. In 1932, psychologist Clark Hull discovered something about motivation and progress. He found that people and animals work harder and faster as they get closer to a goal. The closer you are to finishing something, the more motivated you naturally become, almost automatically. This explains why the beginning of a goal often feels the hardest part of the whole journey. You are far from the finish line. Progress feels slow and invisible. Motivation is at its lowest point exactly when you need it most. Right at the very start, when everything feels new and uncertain. The solution? Make the beginning easier. Break your big goal into very small first steps. Celebrate small wins early, even tiny ones that feel almost too small to matter. This creates a feeling of progress, and progress increases motivation. Progress creates more progress. This is sometimes called the success spiral, and is one of the most powerful forces in human behavior that we know of. Now let us talk about identity, because this might be the most important reason goals fail or succeed. Many people set goals based on what they want to achieve. I want to speak English fluently. I want to be fit. I want to be a reader. But James Clear argues that the most powerful goals are based on identity, not what you want to achieve, but who you want to become as a person. Instead of saying, I want to learn English, try saying, I am becoming someone who studies English every day. This small shift in language changes everything inside your mind. When you skip a day with a normal goal, you simply feel behind. But when you skip a day with an identity goal, you feel like you are not being the person you want to be. And that feeling is a much stronger and deeper motivator than simple guilt about a missed task. Every time you complete a small action connected to your identity, you cast a vote for the person you want to become. Read for 10 minutes. Vote for being a reader. Study English for 15 minutes. Vote for being someone who speaks English. No single vote changes everything by itself. But over months and years, these small votes build a completely new identity. And once your identity changes, your behavior follows naturally, without needing constant willpower or daily motivation pushing you forward every single time. So let us bring everything together now. Goals fail for clear and predictable reasons. They focus on results instead of systems. They rely too heavily on willpower, which is a limited resource every single day. They ignore the power of environment design, which makes good behavior automatic instead of difficult. They are too big and too vague to act on today. And they ignore identity, which is the deepest and most lasting source of long-term motivation that science has found so far. What actually works? Build a simple daily system instead of chasing a distant result. Design your environment to make good choices easier than bad ones. Set specific, small, measurable daily targets. Celebrate early progress to build real momentum. And connect your daily actions to the identity you want to build, not just the outcome you want to achieve someday, far in the future, somewhere down the road. For your English learning specifically, this means something simple and practical. Do not just say, I want to be fluent one day. Say, I am becoming an English speaker, one small action every single day. Make your English materials visible and easy to reach. Set a small, clear target, like 15 minutes daily. And celebrate every single day you show up, because every single day is a vote for who you are becoming, one small step at a time, building something permanent. Thank you so much for listening today. I am Maria. This is Matrix English Podcast. Build your system, build your identity, and I will see you in the very next episode.